Hey, what's up, guys? Sifu, Raul Perez here. Um, okay, this is a controversial video. I'm gonna sound a little assertive and aggressive on this one because there's a lot of foolishness out there and ignorance. Foolishness, ignorance, and arrogance. All right, so it's just a little too much. And basically, this is about disrespect to Kung Fu and Kung Fu community. All right. Um, I'm gonna first and foremost, I'm gonna say that there's a lot of people in the MMA, UFC, or BJJ communities that are respectable people and they're very good martial artists. They know what they're doing. Okay, they know what they're talking about. But those same people have respect. They have respect for other uh, arts or all the arts. Let's just put it that way. Okay. Um, what I'm talking about today are the fanboys, the supporters, and the BJJ practitioners that don't have that respect. Okay, so there's two types. There's the ones that do have the respect, then there's the ones that don't. I'm talking about the ones that don't. Okay, so let's get it straight. This is not a video about their whole community. But I'm talking about the ones that don't have respect for Kung Fu and Kung Fu practitioners and teachers. Okay, now I'm gonna say this as plain and simple as I can and make this a short video. Okay, yeah, a lot of Kung Fu places don't spar, and they should. Many of them do now because they have to get with the modern times. Okay, that's why my channel says Modern Kung Fu Training. Okay, me personally, I have kickboxing and boxing experience, a lot of full contact experience. Okay, so I put that into the pot, the melting pot, with all the other styles that I've learned, a lot of Kung Fu styles and whatnot, and I put that together. Okay, now you get a lot of people that say, oh, it's Kung foolishness, or they 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 believe in flying and dragons and magic and possible feats and chi balls and this, that, and the third, and I've always seen that online. So you got the two spectrums. You got online and in person. I'm gonna tell you what, in person, I always get a lot of people showing me respect whenever I tell them, I practice Kung Fu. And I know I'm gonna see the comment, or I'm gonna have somebody say, oh, well, that's because they're up front and they don't want to be, they want to be polite about things, and they don't want to tell you about it. No, that's a respect level. Even if you don't respect Kung Fu and secretly, okay, secretly, I don't respect that. If you're secretly holding that back, you're showing me respect anyway, because you respect me enough to not bring that nonsense to my face. Okay? Bottom line. Alright, so I don't want to hear that. Go that way with that. Okay? Oh, well, you don't like it, your feelings got hurt, bunching up your panties, go that way with it. Okay? Now, here's the funny thing, right? You got these guys practicing Kung foolishness, saying that and they use that term on us. Now I'm turning it on them. Okay? They practice Kung foolishness because they're saying that we use Pokemon balls and summon dragons and stuff. I don't know where that comes from. I never heard of that. My Sifu never taught me that. I never seen that. Whatever. I don't know anything about that. Okay? I know about reality-based Kung Fu. Okay? You want to know about real Kung Fu? You want to learn what real Kung Fu is? Come see me. Talk to me. See my videos. See what that's about. Okay? But obviously a lot of these people have arrogance and ignorance, and that's a bad combination, because with your arrogance, you think, oh, BJJ always, I always hear it, or see the comments, BJJ always beats Kung Fu, the best Kung Fu all the time, 100% all the time. Nonsense. Come on, really? Like, where are you even seeing this? I'm not seeing that. What, the Gracie versus DeLucia video? Is that what you're talking about? Listen, let me tell you something. I didn't see any Kung Fu in that video. First of all, most of Kung Fu is grappling. Okay, let's get that straight. For a real Kung Fu practitioner to be real and know real Kung Fu, they have to learn real Kung Fu, and real Kung Fu is mostly grappling. Okay, and then a lot of us love striking. Sue me, I love striking. Okay, I had made a comment on that video, on the dilution video with Royce Gracie. Okay, I made a comment that rolling or grappling, the grappling or ground game is boring to me. And then, oh, these BJJ guys, oh, a whole mess of them. BJJ fanboys got on there. Oh, Kung Fu is this, Kung Fu is that, blah, blah, blah. Insulting me back and forth, right? But I kept telling them, well, you don't know real Kung Fu. You know, and they're telling me, well, you don't know real BJJ because rolling is boring to you. But that's not true because I actually learned some myself just to get out of the situation. And even in Kung Fu, we have our own styles to get out of the situation. So that's what really, they don't even know themselves. Let's put it that way, because they think it's about bringing the fight to the ground. And it's not. It's about getting out of the fight from the ground. That's what it's about. Okay? So, you know, let's really look at the situation. We're talking about guys who are fanboys of BJJ, and they're making the rest of their community look bad by trying to bash us. And it's first of all, it's not working. All right? It might get us a little irritated. I'm irritated. You can hear it. I'm irritated at your ignorance and your arrogance. But that's all it is. So I'm turning the term back on you. You practice Kung Foolishness because you believe that practitioners such as myself watch the movies, believe the movies, and believe that dragons are real and we use chi balls and like George Dillman. First of all, George Dillman is not a Kung Fu practitioner. He's making Japanese arts look bad because he practices karate and teaches karate. Okay? The George Dillman no-touch chi ball ridiculousness. Okay? That's what you guys are talking about? Are you talking about the Ki master in the video that I saw the comments? Oh, he's a Kung Fu master? Who the F told you that? Where are you getting this Kung Foolishness from? I'm sorry, I gotta make fun of you guys now because, and like I said, this is not all MMA and BJJ, being arrogant. Okay, there's plenty of them that I've met in person and they gave me respect. We gave each other mutual respect. Okay, especially even after practicing together. All right, but you know, now I'm making fun of you, the fanboys, the ones that believe that, you know, Kung Fu is all about mysticalness, if that's even a word. Okay, it's ridiculous. You're ridiculous. Are you serious? You're not serious, right? You can't be. You can't be serious. Anyway, bottom line, just because I happen to like to man up, stand up, and you like to roll around on the ground is something different. And yeah, now I know all MMA and BJJ will be pissed at me now because I was making peace with them in the beginning. And now they're like, oh, well, you're making fun of all of us. It's not that I'm making fun of all of you. It's that the fact that many of us in the Kung Fu community, we don't like to roll around on the ground. But that doesn't mean we don't know how to. The real ones. Okay? So, in the street, you're going to have a different situation. All right? So, let me just cut this short. All right? When I was in the Army, I had a fight with a wrestler who also practiced BJJ. Okay? And, you know, he shot at me, brought me down, hit my head across a bunk bed, and then I started hitting him. So his whole side looked like cauliflower, lumped up, everything. Okay, so, you know, and then at the end of the fight, he caught me here. Okay, great. He got a shot at him. But, all right, we had a good fight, me and him. Great. Big whoop. Okay? The fact of the matter is that the guy was very advanced in his skills, and I wasn't at the time. I still was not. Okay? After that fight, I started getting a little more advanced, started to learn more. I took Shotokan karate, a lot of different things that I got into after that fight. Now imagine had I been just as skilled as he was, how bad it might have been for him. Okay? You gotta understand, we got two arms, buddy. We have two arms, two hands. We're gonna use them. We're gonna strike you, especially if we don't like for you to be on top of us. So keep that in mind. The next time you want to go bully somebody in the street and that person actually might have some martial skill, you're going to have a problem out there. Okay? Go to your instructor, learn real BJJ, and have a humbleness about yourself. Okay, because one of these days you're gonna come up across somebody who really does have skill, and you think that only using BJJ is always gonna work. It's not always gonna work. It's the practitioner. Okay, the practitioner is the one who's using it properly to get out of a situation. Okay, so that's what we're really talking about here. Okay, so really, you guys are fools. You're very arrogant, ignorant. Listen, I've had all the challenges. Go that way with the nonsense. I had all these challenges, and just because I told them let's put it on YouTube, they all back down. I don't want to hear it. Okay, and then I got, you have boxing and kickboxing experience. After we checked up on you, we know that you have the full contact experience, so you're different than other kung fu practitioners. Okay, maybe I am different. That's why I put up this this channel, Modern Kung Fu Training. Yeah, I mix everything in the pot, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, but and maybe some of you who practice BJJ can watch my videos and try to understand it. You don't have to like it, and you don't have to practice it, but at least try to understand where we're coming from. Real practitioners. Okay, I'll show you footwork without the boxing of only kung fu, get it with different distances and using it the proper way. Okay, so it's just nonsense. Like, it's all propaganda. First of all, to my kung fu community, please understand, you got guys like Joe Rogan and Boss Rootman that I respect their martial skills, but I don't respect the nonsense propaganda that they put out on YouTube talking about, these black guys in New York, and they say, if you do this, I'm gonna come at you with this, and they're just joking around about. I know who they're talking about, Sifu Nouvelle Bell and his camp. Who else? They're the ones that were flamboyant about, or not flamboyant, but they were out there with their skills and putting out videos. So who else is it that he's talking about? He's talking about them, but did he name them? No, he didn't name them. Why? Propaganda. Just to make you think and believe, look at Kung Fu, guys. It's BS. It's nonsense. Okay, let me explain really what's going on. I'm going to tell you what's really going on. What's really going on is that a lot of Kung Fu people or practitioners were not sparring a lot. They weren't, or maybe they were sparring, it wasn't enough. Then they weren't sparring with other styles. I have the experience, me personally, have the experience with many styles. And let me tell you something. I went into a grappling match with a BJJ practitioner, wound up behind him. He didn't even know how fast I did it. Okay? But that's just me personally. All right? And he was a black belt. Okay? We're talking about these guys were serious. All right? I'm not going to put out names and try to expose anybody because he's very good at what he does. And if the match would have continued, maybe he would have got a hold of me. Okay, maybe I would have got a hold of him. But regardless of the case, it's the practitioner is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so I'm gonna put it to you bottom line. All right, there's a lot of kung fu places that closed down. They they weren't sparring no more. A lot of people were going to MMA gyms, changing their practice and things to that nature. So, they want the sparring. They want the full contact. That's what they want. And so, yes, traditional martial arts, or Chinese traditional martial arts, right? CTMA, has that problem. So I'll give you an example. Sifu Ben Hill had a match against Muay Thai practitioner Nat Mizi. And basically, these guys went at it, and Sifu Ben Hill put out a video saying, hey, I lost, and here's why. I didn't have enough ring time. I didn't really prepare, and he admitted it. So that's what we're trying to say. Yeah, that's probably why they say Kung Fu doesn't work. But that's I believe that Sifu Ben Hill still could have used his techniques. And I watched the video. I see that he still could have used some of the techniques. But a lot of the techniques in what we do is, and I'm not going to talk about eye gouging and groin strikes and all of that, okay? But a lot of the techniques that we use can break elbows, break wrists. We get a hold of that, things to that nature. I think he could have done that even without hurting that Mizi, but at least putting him in a hold. using grappling techniques, and then after that striking him, because that's what you want to do. You want to get in. But like he said, he didn't have the ring time to get those reflexes, right? So that's what it boils down to. Myself, I've had plenty of that, and I can teach it. But there's other, practitioners and teachers that haven't. Okay, so that's part of the reason why that type of thing happens. So maybe that's why they say Kung Fu always loses and whatnot, but that's not very true at all. Okay, so I say, take it with a grain of salt. You have the humbleness, because somebody out there is gonna have some skill and is going to open your mind and wake you the hell up. Okay, but the disrespect towards the Kung Fu community is ridiculous. It makes no sense whatsoever, some of the things that they say. And take it as it is. Sometimes I see that as a weakness. Sorry guys, I see it as you're weak. You want to insult my art? I'm not insulting BJJ. I don't like the rolling. I don't watch UFC because of that. I don't watch none of that any of those sports. I don't watch none of that. I don't like rolling, and I'm gonna say it. I don't like the rolling. I just don't like it. I don't like it for myself, and I don't like watching it. But that doesn't mean I don't think it's effective. I know it's effective, obviously. But I'm not going to sit here and insult your arts and insult your community. But I will say that you fanboys and you BJJ practitioners that are real practitioners and are still being arrogant and ignorant, you're making yourself look bad. You're making the people look bad. It's horrible. It's horrible. And then I had some of them say that I'm making my community look bad because a Sifu shouldn't act this way. See, that's what it is. It's not that we shouldn't act this way. It's that most Sifus are not aggressive in nature. They're very polite, and they try to promote a stillness, a spiritualism, which I do as well. Hey, you're not breaking that from me. But I tell you this, one of us had to come out and be aggressive and tell you, you're a moron. There you go. I insulted you, but I have the facts to insult you. If you think that I follow Kung Fu movies, think that I could pull out a Pokemon ball and summon a dragon, and do chi balls like Ryu from Street Fighter, then you're ignorant and you don't know shit. Okay? Sorry to say, but that's the truth. That is the truth. Okay? So your disrespect to Kung Fu is very invalid. Okay? You don't know shit, and that's the bottom line. Alright? You want to know real Kung Fu? Check out my videos, learn from me. And you don't have to learn from me. Just check it out, see what it is. You don't even have to like it, but you will understand it. To my Kung Fu community, peace and respect to all as well. And hopefully this teaches a lesson of humility. How about we all have respect for each other instead of having to insult each other? And I know I insulted you back, but hey, somebody had to do it. Ignorance deserves it. Bottom line, you're going to be ignorant. Oh well. Goodbye.